Y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl. We're not in a usual location today. I was supposed to meet with someone, they didn't show up, so I thought I would use the extra time that I had to film a video. I am coming to you without any makeup, maybe a little bit of lip color and mascara, but that's it. But I know that's not what you're here for anyway. You're here to learn about manifesting. Today we're going to go over two topics. The first is what to do when you have uncomfortable emotions come up when you're meditating. And the second is why you feel disappointed whenever you check the 3D. So I have a lot of experience with both of these. Sit back, get some water, and I hope you enjoy this video. So when you sit down and meditate, what you're doing is you're allowing yourself to take a break from thinking. The mind is a machine, it's a tool. Think of a calculator, right? I don't have my calculator on me, but pretend I picked it up and I'm showing it to you. This calculator is a tool. It has a lot of hardware inside and a little bit of programming which allow it to do a function. The function is to perform mathematical equations. Similar to how the calculator is a tool that we pick up, we use, and we put it back down, the brain is a tool. Unfortunately, a lot of us, most of us on planet Earth, live 100% through the brain. So we're constantly using it for every single thing from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. And even when we sleep, the brain is capable of making dreams, which oftentimes can distract us or help us when we're on a manifesting journey. That's a whole other topic. What I'm trying to get across to you is that the mind isn't you. All the thoughts that you have from anything, like your opinions on people, your opinions on your SP, your opinions on how things are going as you're manifesting, your opinion on whether your manifestations are coming true or not, all of these are not you. They're simply coming from the program that your mind is already running. So what meditation does is we take a step back and we kind of put our mind on kind of like a hibernation mode. If you're really, really good at meditating, you'll be able to get to the point where your mind slows down, quiets down. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, when we begin, it's not like that. Sometimes you may experience you're sitting down and you have a lot of thoughts going on. Along with a lot of thoughts going on, you have a lot of emotions that start coming up. And I really want to talk about the emotions part of this. I can make more videos in the future talking about thoughts. So when it comes to our emotions, as a human being, we go through life, our entire lives, thinking thoughts, and the thoughts create emotions. Emotions are great. If you've seen the movie Inside Out, they show you how emotions are useful for learning how to navigate and process information that we get from the 3D. So if we get something we don't like, we feel anxiety, we feel sadness, we feel anger. The other one was disgust, right? And when we're doing things that make us feel good, we have joy inside of us, happiness, good feelings, bliss. As a human, we're going to cycle through these emotions and many, many others as we live. And I think a lot of us in a manifesting journey don't want to feel those bad emotions. And it's understandable to an extent. Unfortunately, we can't just shut off those feelings. When you sit down to meditate, the emotions that come up seemingly out of nowhere were already emotions that were inside you. So let's say when you were a kid, someone called you a stinky butt, like a stinky, stupid kid, right? You're going to feel perhaps anxiety. Oh my God, am I really that way? You're going to feel anger. Oh my God, that person called me that. You're going to feel sadness. Oh my God, that person called me that. And that's in you already. And if you don't feel your emotions, that emotion is always going to be inside you. When you sit down and meditate, calm down, you kind of let go of the thoughts, what you're thinking that day, in that moment, these feelings will come up. Have you ever been to a pool and you have one of those big plastic inflatable balls and you try to push the ball underwater and you try to hold it underwater for as long as you can, and maybe you'll try standing on it, doing something goofy with it. You can try, but that ball is always going to jump back up to the surface. The same thing applies to your emotions. When you take an emotion and you suppress it, you don't feel it, it'll inevitably come up. And it might be your SP that triggers you. It might be the 3. It can be anything. Oftentimes when we get angry at someone, it's not because they made us angry. It's because we had this anger inside us, and this is an opportunity for it to come out and be expressed. So that's why when you sit down to meditate, it is important to feel your emotions as they come up. Don't think that the goal of meditation is to get to a point where you have no thoughts and no feelings, because that's not possible for a human, especially when you start out with meditation, okay? If you've had a spiritual awakening, that's a whole other concept. I have to make like a whole series of videos for you guys. But for normal people that have not had a spiritual awakening and are just, trying to meditate to feel better, allow your feelings to come up. Now, how do we feel our feelings, right? First up, take a deep breath. Watch my previous video on how to meditate like a pro. That will be your introduction into how to meditate. And I want you to feel where in your body you feel uncomfortable. Is it a knot in your stomach? Is it a constriction in your chest? Does your throat feel like it's closing up? Do you feel like really tense up here? Do you feel like a lot of pressure in your shoulders? Depending on what your emotion is, you'll feel it in different places. And the more you do this, the more you'll become more and more self-aware about where emotions are felt in your body. So you can be like, oh, like my stomach's like, oh, feeling really tense right now. I know I'm feeling off. You become more in tune with yourself. And that's really, really great for being self-aware, for practicing presence and manifesting. So when you feel the anxiety come up, take a deep breath and just allow the anxiety to be there. Just watch it. Just be there with it. Oftentimes you're going to think of a story, right? Like, oh my God, this is why I'm feeling anxious. This girl said this to me the other day. My SP still hasn't texted me. Oh my God. And you'll start freaking out about that, right? And so your mind starts going. Observe it. Literally just observe it. There's no reason to cut it short. There's no reason to make it stop. Just allow it to be there and just keep breathing. Keep doing what I'm telling you to do in the How to Meditate Like a Pro video. Just sit there with it. I promise that's all you need to do. And the magic of this all is that no matter how painful or scary this emotion is, if you sit with it, it'll dissolve into nothing, and you'll be left feeling amazing and great. No matter like what type of emotion I had, like I don't think I've ever had a panic attack. But I've definitely had really crazy, strong emotions where it was really bad, like really bad. And I always thought, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still feeling this way. How many more times am I going to have to deal with this? And I decided, okay, I'm just going to sit with it one day. And I sat with it and I allowed it to come up and express itself. It literally feels like a tightness moving through my body, and it leaves. And once it evaporates, I'm done. It doesn't come back. And this is something that I encourage you to like strive for. Just keep meditating, feeling your emotions, letting them pass up and through. You'll literally feel it change in your body and evaporate. You won't go back to feeling that way again. And if you do, that does not mean you're a failure. Just sit down, do the process again and again and again. It's kind of like service to self. When you're giving yourself the time, the space, and the energy to just sit with your emotions and allow them come up and let them go. So that's that. The second part of this video was how to, why you keep feeling bad when you check the 3D. So for me, when I was manifesting SP, and for something to go my way with like the police here, okay? I'm not gonna go too into depth with what the situations are, but basically I had this gut feeling that things will go my way. I don't have to lift a finger. They're gonna do the work for me. Everything's gonna be fine. What I want will show up, right? And I had this feeling inside, which is great because you want to have the knowing that this thing is yours, that it's going to come true. But the mistake I made was I reached out to the SP, I reached out to the police department, and I asked them, hey, like, are we still good? Like, is what I want coming, you know? And both my SP and the police department basically were like, you know, they're like, we don't care, we're not giving it to you, goodbye, bye, in the worst way possible too, both of them. And I was like, God damn. I was like, manifesting isn't real. This sucks. What am I doing wrong? Like, I had the gut feeling. I was affirming. I was doing my thing. I was not paying attention to 3D. I can't lie to myself. I definitely was paying attention to the 3D. So the reason why I was so triggered and felt bad was because these things that I wanted to have happen, these things that I had so much faith in happening, like I could care less about SP, I could care less about what like happens with the police department. I just wanted to prove to myself that this is real, that manifesting is real, that I can do this. So when both of them are like, you suck, like, you suck, like when I was getting that response from the 3D, I was like, oh my God, like I am trash at manifesting. I can't do this. None of this is real. This is a collective psychosis. This is a hallucination. Like, what am I doing? Like my brain was like cycling through like so many negative feelings just because like I reached out to the 3D and asked the 3D, hey, like, are my manifestations coming through? And they were like, so this is because I was wavering. I was wavering in the knowledge that I don't have to do anything. When you manifest, you and I, this is for both of us, okay? When I'm manifesting, I just have to tell myself, this is what I want. This is what I want, and it's done. That's it. I am not trying to push things from my mind's desire into the 3D. I'm not trying to go into the 3D, trying to manipulate it, trying to get some answer from it so that I get what I want. I'm not doing any of that. I have a desire and I just trust that it'll happen. My friend Jay has this analogy which really, really helped me. Basically, when you were a kid, and let's say that you weren't an orphan and you had like reasonable parents, your parents fed you, they bathed you, they make sure that you were clean, they changed your diapers for you, they took you to preschool, they fed you, they gave you water, they gave you milk, they gave you everything, right? They even gave you toys, they gave you love, they gave you care, they put you to sleep. When you needed a burp, they burped you. When you're a little kid and you can't do anything for yourself, they taught you how to walk. They gave you a clean room. They gave you all these things. When you were a baby, did you come to this world thinking, oh my God, I don't know how to walk. I don't know how to feed myself. How am I supposed to eat? I can't even change myself. I don't even know like what math is. I don't know what any of these things are. But like, our parents took care of that part for us, right? We didn't even have mouths to ask our parents, hey, can you give me this? Instead, all we fucking did was cry. Sorry for cussing. All we did was cry, right? Like as a baby, if we feel uncomfortable, we cry. If we're happy, we giggle and we laugh, or we just sit there, Our parents, even if they didn't know exactly what we wanted, they still ended up helping us and giving us what we needed in order to get by. And we grew up into like somewhat reasonable adults, right? So similar to that, we don't have to ask the universe for anything, really. We can just sit there and be like, this is what I want. And the universe knows, because we are not any separate from the universe. The universe is in us, it's through us, it's all of us. And the universe brings it to us when we don't have any resistance to it. So the same way as a kid, you don't wonder, hey, like, is my diaper going to get changed today? Like, you're not going to wonder, hey, like, am I going to get my desires or not? The universe doesn't play games. The universe is your parent. You are the universe's baby. You came into this world from the universe, and you are here in order to get your desires, in order to learn, experience, like be a kid, finger paint, go play in the sandbox, whatever, right? Like, do you want to make believe being a princess? Do you want to be a firefighter? Like, the universe doesn't care. Universe will give you what you want, because the universe just wants to see you happy, because you're the universe's baby. Unfortunately, when we're adults and we have two hands, eyes, and a brain, we want to go into the 3D and make sure that our manifestations are coming in. We don't have any of that. Like, honestly, like, we just had to sit here. If you want, you can write it down. You can be like, this is what I want. If you have opposing thoughts, script them away. Do whatever technique that helps you to get your thoughts into alignment with, I'm going to get what I want, and there's no questions asked about it, and then that's it. You do not touch the 3D. You do not test the 3D. You do not go into the 3D to see anything, because what? When you do that, you are in the energy of, hey, I don't trust that the universe is actually giving me what I want. And when you're in that energy, when you stop having faith in the universe, you're gonna get that in your 3D. You're gonna get that the universe didn't really have your back. You're gonna get that you're not manifesting the way that you're supposed to, because your results won't be there. I promise you, like, for everything that I've actually manifested, I was never ever looking at the 3D. I was never concerned with the 3D. I was never checking the 3D for any validation or ounce of confidence, because it was in me. There's that saying, right? I don't know if it's in the Bible, if Jesus said, or what, but all you need is the faith of a mustard seed to move mountains. Like, literally a mustard seed. Like, I don't know, like, have you ever seen a mustard seed? It's not even the gap between my fingers. It's even tinier than that. It's a little tiny black dot, that speck. That's all you need in order to move mountains. Think about that. Honestly, that is how the universe works. You don't need to do anything. You just need faith for it to happen, and that's it. You sit back like this, put your legs on the table, read a good book, watch TV, take a nap, and that's it. Like, the universe will bring it to you. When you don't align with that belief, you're going to be met with resistance all day long. And then you ask me, why am I so depressed? Why am I so upset? It's because you weren't manifesting the way that you're supposed to. And you're not alone. I was doing that too. So this is a journey. This is a process. This is what it means to be human. If you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope I was able to answer your questions. That's pretty much it. I'll see you in the next video. Love you so much. Bye.